Hello, and welcome to 12-Minute Meditation, a weekly podcast from Mindful and Mindful.org that offers mindfulness meditations backed by neuroscience. Research shows that just 12 minutes of meditation a day can yield benefits like increased attention, focus, creativity, calm, resilience, and compassion. So on this podcast, we invite you to explore 12-minute guided meditations from today's leading mindfulness experts. I'm Siri Myram, editor at Mindful and Mindful.org. As today's teacher notes, self-compassion is different from self-esteem. Relying on building up our self-esteem tends to lead us to need a lot of external validation in order to feel okay. Instead, self-compassion is the idea that even with all of our flaws, we can still care about ourselves and see ourselves as infinitely worthy of love and belonging. In this extended 30-minute practice, mindfulness teacher Diana Winston guides us through a process to get familiar with our self-judging voice and how we relate to our flaws so that we can nurture compassion and recognize our own worthiness. Diana Winston is the Director of Mindfulness Education at UCLA's Mindful Awareness Research Center and author of several books, including The Little Book of Being, Practices and Guidance for Uncovering Your Natural Awareness. Ready to practice? Here's Diana Winston.
We come to practice mindfulness, and mindfulness, as we know, is about paying attention to our present moment experiences with openness and curiosity and a willingness to be with what is. Mindfulness is about paying attention to this present moment with these qualities of curiosity, openness, and a sense of an openness to things as they are, really, as opposed to how we want them to be or how they could be, or wishing that they were different, which we do quite a bit. I wanted to talk about the concept of self-compassion. Self-compassion is different than self-esteem. So it's really about people are looking at the way there seems to be this kind of epidemic of self-judgment out in the world, that people often are self-critical, have a lot of self-hating voices in their heads. Self-compassion is not the buildup of self-esteem, because the buildup of self-esteem tends to lead to people needing a lot of external validation to feel okay. Self-compassion instead is the idea that even with all our flaws, we can still care about ourselves, that we can make mistakes, that we can, screw up, that we can have problems, but we're still basically fundamentally good human being, and that we can connect with that understanding and have compassion for ourselves even with the flaws that we have. What's so amazing about mindfulness practice is we can use the mindfulness to be aware when we have those self-critical voices. We can actually label that voice and say judging. We can notice when we have those judging voices. And because we have a mindfulness practice that allows us to have quite a bit of, we have more self-awareness, more ability to regulate emotions and all of the positive things that come with the mindfulness practice, then when these thoughts come, we can be on top of it. Oh, there's judging, and not get so caught, not, as I sometimes talk about, get on the train. We have a thought and it's a really powerful thought and we just start thinking it, and 20 minutes later, it's like we've been on this train and we're not in the present moment at all. In that moment, when you recognize it, you can get off the train. You can say, oh, I'm on the train, get off of it, and not go down that route. Or you can not get on the train in the first place. You can stay at the platform and just let the thoughts go, let the thoughts go. So let's begin by settling back into our comfortable posture, body upright, but not too rigid or tight. Feet on the floor, hands resting on your lap. Eyes can be closed. Most of us do this practice with our eyes closed, but you don't have to. You can keep them open, but not looking all around, just looking downward. Can begin with a few deep breaths. Letting us relax a little bit more, just inviting in the possibility of relaxation with each deep breath. For this next period of time, you don't have all of the worries and concerns. You've left them at the door, I hope. They may pop up into your mind, but you can remind yourself you don't have to get on that train and just come into the present moment, feeling our breath, being present. And bring your attention to your stomach and notice if it's tight or contracted. Take a deep breath if it is. Just let it go. Yeah. Noticing your hands, softening and relaxing your hands. Noticing your shoulders and jaw, throat, just moving up into your face. And just sensing everything that's obvious to you, maybe on the surface of the skin, maybe more internal. I'm doing this with curiosity, with an eye out to relaxing a bit. And just letting yourself be here right now, in this moment. And see if you can bring your attention to your breathing, to your breath in your body. Wherever you feel your breath the clearest in your body. So the people who've been doing this for a while generally have a spot they pay attention to. For the new people, you might notice your abdomen rising and falling, or your chest rising and falling, expanding and contracting with the breath. Or we might notice the tingling at our nostrils as the air enters and exits. Some people notice the whole torso breathing, just moving, the air moving through their body. That's fine too. And now turn our attention to the sounds around us, just listening to sounds, one after the next. The sound of silence, the sounds that come and go. Not lost in a story about the sounds, but just listening to them. So finding a focus for your meditation today could be your breath in your abdomen or chest or nose or the full body breathing. Or it could be listening to the sounds. Any of those things work fine. Just go to whatever one seemed the most interesting to you. There's no right way to do it. Just find what's going to work for you. If you can't decide, pick one. Doesn't matter so much. Abdomen moving up and down, chest expanding and contracting, air moving through our nose with each breath, full body breathing, or the sounds. And so we begin the practice that we do with mindfulness of attending to breath after breath or sound after sound. Staying with it to the best of our abilities, feeling the breath. And then at a certain point, our attention will wander, thoughts will come into our consciousness. When you notice you're lost in a thought, you can say a soft word like thinking or wandering, and then come back to your main focus. And then just keep doing that again and again. Now, I want to emphasize for today, because we're talking about how mindfulness can help us with self-judgment, that you can actually notice the type of thought and give it a label. So you can mainly keep an eye out for judging thoughts, and every time you judge, you can say in your mind a very soft word like judging or self-judgment or criticism, or you can find the word that makes sense to you, or you can just say thinking. But it'll help you to see the way in which the judgments arise. It's not personal, by the way. You didn't set out to make yourself feel bad. It just happens. Oh, that person's a better meditator than I am. Or, I'll never get this right. Or, why did I do that thing yesterday? It was so stupid. I mean, these are the kind of voices that come in our mind. For some of us frequently, for others it's rarer. So just as a mindfulness practice, not to judge yourself, not to judge yourself for being judgmental, just to notice judging. If you want to count them, you can. Judging 1, judging 2, judging 20. And while you're noticing the thoughts, you might get drawn to other types of thoughts, and then you can use other labels: planning, remembering, imagining, and so forth. But don't get too worried about the labels. So if you start to get too caught up in it, just keep it simple. Go back to thinking. As you do this practice, please keep a quality of kindness towards yourself. Just, be curious. Wow, isn't that interesting what my mind does? Not judging yourself or judging, as I said, but just this spirit of kindness and investigation. So we'll go into silence and do this practice. For the last few minutes of the meditation, we can just notice how we're doing, having done the awareness practice, the mindfulness of breath, and also mindfulness of the way thoughts operate. You can ask yourself, did I get on the train? Did I get off the train? Did I stay at the platform? Maybe once or twice. And did you notice many judging thoughts arising? There may or may not have been. And I'm hoping you brought a kind attitude to yourself for the judging thoughts if they were present. So we'll just do a little bit of kindness to conclude the meditation. Noticing how you're feeling. See if you can also bring to mind someone you love. Someone that when you think of them, you get happy. This could be a dear friend or a child or a pet, cat, dog. Or if you can't think of anyone, someone you've read about whom you admire. You can say these phrases, you can repeat them after me in your mind. Or you can come up with your own. You can just say, may you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you be at ease. So sending these words and the heartfelt feeling out to this loved one. Noticing how it feels inside to make those wishes for them. And now imagining that they send it back to you. May you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you accept yourself just as you are. See if you can take in the kindness. And just imagine the kindness moving through your body. Wherever you are, judgmental, not judgmental, really caught in it, having some freedom from it. Can you bring compassion to yourself exactly where you are? For whatever is happening right now, may I hold this with kindness. May I hold myself with compassion. And take a breath. And notice if this is possible to bring kindness to the best of your abilities, wherever you are, however it makes sense to you. May I be with myself exactly as I am. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, but take a little time if you need it.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of 12-Minute Meditation from Mindful and Mindful.org. I hope you enjoyed practicing with us today. Sign up for our free newsletter at mindful.org/signup. And if you'd like to explore additional related content and meditations, check the show notes for links.